You might remember from an earlier video that David Hampton was a worship leader at a large church, went through a very traumatic season in his life. He is now an addiction recovery coach in Nashville, Tennessee. And as we talked, as I interviewed David, I asked him, what do you think is an important quality or characteristic for a worship leader? And I've asked that of a lot of people, and David's response was very different than what most of the responses that I've gotten to that question. So take a look.
Someone that definitely has learned to steward their own suffering well, that they really can lead with a limp, for lack of a better way to say that, that they don't have to exemplify maybe this pristine personal perfection, that they actually are a human being, and that they can be human in front of these people that they serve, and they can express their pain and their doubts and their hurt and things that we all feel way too vulnerable at times to feel safe doing. But I think that a worship leader needs to be able to exemplify brokenness in the healthiest way. Not brokenness in the most victimized type way, but brokenness in the way that says, this is the truth, and this is what I've experienced, and this is where God met me in it, and this is where I'm still waiting on God to meet me in it, and this is wonder if if God gives a rip about it, So I mean, it's kind of that. But I think that honesty is what is probably the most important. Otherwise you're gonna try to create your own PR, and I don't think you can lead with that forever.
He's talking about being real, being honest, being transparent. If you stand up in front and you act like your life is perfect, that you've got everything together, people can't relate to that. They have struggles in their lives, but when you're honest and real with them, then they're going to be much more willing to follow you. So I think David is exactly right. So I'm just going to ask you this at the end of this video, just to take some time and examine your own heart and how you lead. Are you really being honest and open and vulnerable with people? Because if you are, they're going to be much more willing to follow your lead.
Brought to you by myworshipleadingcoach.com.
Helping you to be more fully equipped as a worship leader.